So primary context is the main targeted audience for the promotion. For example, you might be able to promote to multiple contexts. For example, you will promote to the customers, you will promote to the social media people, you will promote to the leads. But out of all these types of audience, you will only promote to one audience as a main audience. You can only set one audience as a main audience. Okay, only one audience can be primary context. All the remaining, right? For example, I have three types of people. The business has identified three types of people to promote. Out of this, only one is primary, all the remaining are secondary. So that you can keep under secondary. So here you need to set the secondary context. So all the remaining audience are secondary context. So there can be more than one secondary context, but we can only have one primary context. Okay, we can only have one primary context, but there can be more than one secondary context. So that is what you need to remember. Now there is also one more type, that is called associated data. Okay, so there is something called associated data. Associated data is nothing but the joined tables, right? For example, the joined tables, and for this particular context. See, that means, for example, let us say the business identified three types of contexts: customers, social media users, and leads. Out of these, let us say business is considering customers is the primary audience to whom they want to promote. That means main focus is customers, remaining are secondary focus. Now, for every audience, there will be some associated data, right? That means, for example, this customers can have the some debit cards, some credit cards, right? This is a banking project, right? So, associated data in this banking perspective is customers' credit existing credit cards, customers' existing credit cards data, or customers' existing loans data, like this. So whatever the associated information for this particular context, you call it as associated data. So for every context, you can have a associated data, which is nothing but a joined table. That means you will have a customer table and some separate table like credit card table, a loan table, something like that. So you are having a join with those tables. So those are the associated data. Because for example, I need to promote a 1 CR personal loan. So in order to promote the 1 CR personal loan, I need to check whether the customer is already having the loan or not, right? So then that loan information will be in a separate table. So that's the reason I need to join with these tables. So that you call it as associated data, which is nothing but the associated information of that particular context. Same with secondary context also. So every context will have some associated data will be there, which is nothing but the associated tables, that is the customer's existing information, like the customer's loans, which is there in loan table, customer's credit cards, which is there in the credit card table. So that is what you will do as part of the context dictionary. So you call it as a context dictionary. Okay. So this is what you need to configure once you create the application. So why we need to configure this means, this is a very important thing, and this is also automatically configured with the application setup itself. You don't need to do it manually. Automatically this is configured. Okay, let me show you where it is present. So once you go to the intelligence, go to the prediction studio. So within the prediction studio, not so just switch to the app studio. Okay, so go to the app studio. So if you go to the settings, context dictionary. Okay, settings, context dictionary. So if you see now, this is where you see the context dictionary. Okay, go to the App Studio, settings, context dictionary. Now, why this is needed? So why this is needed is when you are promoting to the customers, right? For example, when you are doing the promotion in Pega marketing, the Pega marketing will automatically look for the data in this particular context. Okay, that means, for example, I need to send, let us, I need to send some 5 emails to the customers. Then Pega marketing will automatically send the email to this property, which is there in the email property. Let us, I need to send some SMS. Then Pega marketing will look for this property's value at runtime. That means you are pre-configuring everything instead of specifying at runtime. Okay, instead of specifying at runtime, you are pre-configuring everything, and whenever you instruct Pega marketing to send an email, automatically it will send to the email property value. This property's value, it will send an email. Same way, if you tell Pega marketing to send SMS, it will send SMS to this particular property's value. Okay, so that is what it will do. And you don't need to specify which customers, all those things. Okay, just if you tell, if you select send to customers, it will automatically select this particular table data. Okay, so that is the advantage of having context dictionary in Pega marketing. So because at runtime you don't need to specify anything at runtime, just you will say, you will have some option to select whether you want to send to customers or to prospects, like that in this scenario. So when you select customers, automatically it will consider this table. Then it will send to the records that are there in this table. That is what it will do. Okay, clear till here? Any questions? So in this particular application, I have customers and I have prospects. So this is also one type of context. So you can see, right, at any given point of time, I can only have one primary context. So I cannot have more than one primary context. So there can be more than one secondary context, but there will be only one primary context. So if you want to change a secondary context to primary context, you can just click on this change primary. Okay, so then you can select like this and you can click on the apply button. That's what you will do. Okay, so that is what you have to do. But again, everything is configured by the wizard itself. Just if you want to customize, if you can customize this. So with the context dictionary, you can specify where your customers are present. The customers are present in this class, and this is the name property, this is the email property, this is the phone property. Now whenever you are sending an email, you will specify the full name, right? You will say enter full name. So it will take from this table this property. Okay, it will take from this table this property, and the recipient email ID will be this property, mobile number ID will be this property. It will take like that. Now for this particular context, you can also have a association. If you see these associations, these are the association rules. Okay, so if you see, I have given in this example, customers are having existing data like the existing credit cards of the customer, existing loans of the customer, that is called as associated data. So if you see this one, in this particular application, these are the associated data that is present. So creating associated data is very simple. Okay, very simple. If you see this one, right, uh, starting from 24 version, you have to do the associations in the customer profile viewer. But basically what is this means, what we are doing here, if you see, this customer table is joining with accounts table. Okay, customer table is joining with accounts table using the association rule. So if you see this association rule, So I hope that everyone know the association, what is association rule. Let me know if you don't know. Okay, so you see this customer is mapped to accounts table, right? That means, for example, take another scenario. We have customer table, we have loans table. So the customer table is joined with loans table, then you have to give the join column here. So you see this common column. That means, right, if you want to join with another table, you need to have a common column. So this is the common column, you see. So the customer id in the customer table equal to accounts table customer id. So this is accounts join table. In that also there is one column called customer id. So that is a join column. Same way, you have a customer table, you have a personal loan table. In both the tables you need to have a common column should be there. Then only you will be able to do the join like this. Okay, so this is how you create a associated data. This is how you create a associated data. You have to just create one association rule in the backend. So starting from 8.24 version, you have to do this in the customer profile designer. So where is that means, for example, if you go to the dev studio, so within the dev studio, go to the CDH portal. So in the CDH portal, if you go to the here, data profile designer, right? This is where you will configure the associated data. Okay. So if you come here, you see this, we have this, right? Associated data and all this. Just click on the edit button. Um, Data associations. Okay, so what happens is, you just click on this add associated data option. Then you can join with the new tables. That's what you can do. Sorry, not this. This is account. So here, this is for the customer. Okay, so you will come to the profile designer. Then you will click on the add associated data button. So basically what we are doing is we are actually adding all the associated data for this customer. Like, what are the customer's credit cards? What are the customer's debit cards? What are the customer's personal loans? What are the customer's vehicle loans? All these things. So this step you have to do in the very initial stage of your setup, because you need to know what are the customers existing data is there, because based on that data only you will be able to promote to those people. Because if the customer is already having credit card which is there in the associated data, you don't need to promote that, right? So that is the reason it is very important that you actually configure this profile designer. Okay, so we will see this again. Okay, we'll see this again once we learn about this data set, data flow and summaries, because this one we did not yet start. So once we learn these topics, we will again come to this and we will create one new associated data. But at a high level, are you able to understand what we are doing here?
Yes.
Okay, so in this particular scenario they are actually joining with accounts. So that means what? See, for example, let us take one customer. That customer will have multiple accounts, right? Like, for example, savings account, uh, salary account, savings account, business account, right? The banking, in the banking I'm telling you, savings bank account, business bank account, a corporate bank account, like that. So this, in this particular application, what they are doing is they are joining this customer with accounts. Okay, so that means, so that we'll get the information what all savings account this customer is having, what all corporate accounts this customer is having, right? All that information you can get it by doing a join from customer table to accounts table. Okay, in our examples we will see like some credit cards table, some personal loan table, like that we'll do a join and we will get the data. So that's what we will do in the coming sessions. So this is how you will configure the associations in your application in order to get the associated data of your context. where you will have one primary context and multiple secondary context will be there. Okay, you can only have one primary context, but you can have multiple secondary context. The advantage of having context dictionary is, like I told you, you will just configure it one time. You don't need to always, for example, you need to send it to some customer every time you promote. You don't need to specify which customer, where is the table and all that. The Pega marketing, when it is doing promotion, it will automatically check this context dictionary only. So just you will say send it to customers, then it will consider, okay, customers means this is mapped to this table, so I need to take the records which are there in this table. So the Pega marketing will automatically take the data. Okay, and okay, I have taken this table, now to which email ID I need to send. So it will consider this property in this table to send the emails. If you say send SMS to the customers, then it will take the customer records from this table and it will consider this phone number property value for sending the SMS. Okay, so that is the purpose of configuring the context dictionary, where you will define all the audience and where the audience in which table they are present, and what is the phone number and email ID of those people, which property it is present. So that you will just configure it one time and Pega marketing will take the information from this place. And remember, this all setup will automatically done by the setup wizard. Okay, when you configure with the customer application setup wizard, the application setup wizard only configure all these things. You don't need to do anything most of the time. Okay, of course, if you have a new join, you need to do that join, but that you have to do it. But this context dictionary creation is automatically done by the application itself. So any confusion on context dictionary, is it clear? Context dictionary, what is primary context, secondary context,
Ravi,
associated data.
Ravi Gaurier.
Yeah,
This whole application will be having only one primary context, right?
yeah, any application only one primary context,
Okay.
but multiple secondary contexts can be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That means main focus, main target of my promotion is customers. That means to get more and more sales from customers. But at a later point of time, business want to promote to social media people. They can switch. They can switch from secondary to primary. I told you, right? There is a change primary button is there. You will click on that button and you will switch it. So
Okay.
generally, to which people you are promoting, that people you need to make it as a primary context. That's what you generally do. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ravi, under association, I saw two options as a type. One is data set and another one is summary. What is summary?
Yeah, this summary is for interaction history. So
Okay.
that's what we'll see that in the coming sessions. Okay.
Okay.
So once we learn those topics, we will create one sample association, and I will show you how we generally do. But as of now, just remember that you will do the associations from profile designer. You'll come to here and click on profile designer, and this is where you do. You can see, right, for every context you can add a associated data. You can add a associated data for every context. For secondary context also you have this option. Primary context also you have this option. Okay, so
Yes.
we'll see that in the coming sessions. So now let us go with the next topic in our application. So just consider this is a banking application. We are not able. I'm not able to start application. So consider this is our banking application. So I'll just tell the steps again. So what we have seen. So first you set up the environment, right? So that's what you have done, and verification. So then what you have done, application creation. Okay, using using the CDH setup wizard. So by using the CDH setup wizard, we have configured our application. Then after application is created, you will verify the context dictionary. That's what you will do. Okay, you will verify the context dictionary with the primary context, secondary context, and all those things. After this, what you will be doing is we need to configure the business taxonomy. Okay, so now what happened, we have created our application successfully. We have identified who is our targeted audience, which is nothing but context. So I have identified my primary context, which is a primary targeted audience, secondary context, and also I have created the associated data. That means this particular audience is associated to which all tables, that joins also I have created. So once you are done with all these things, next what you will be doing is configuring the business taxonomy. So what is this business taxonomy is nothing but it's also called as business structure. So we identified what is your application, to whom you are promoting. Now what we need to do is what we are promoting. Okay, the business structure will identify what you want to promote, basically what you are going to promote. So this business structure or business taxonomy is divided into three components. The first one is called business issue, the second one is called business group, and the third one is called propositions. So the business taxonomy contains three components: business issues, business groups, and propositions. So by using this, you will tell the application that what you want to promote. Okay, basically the business taxonomy will define what you are actually going to promote. That is what you do in the business taxonomy. Now, business issue is nothing but the purpose of the promotion. It's nothing but the purpose of the promotion. That means what is the goal? What is the goal of the promotion that you are doing? Right? So there should be some goal. Like for example, um, the purpose of why I am promoting is I want to increase the sales. Okay, I want to increase the sales, or let us say I want to increase the customers. Let us say the business is having very less customers, I want to increase my customer database. Or let us say I want to decrease the retention, right? The retention, that means more and more customers are leaving my business. For example, let us say there is bank 1 and bank 2. In the bank 1, in January there are some 500 customers are there, but in July there are only some 300 customers. 200 customers went to bank 2. So customers are leaving. The customers are leaving the organization. So I want to decrease this retention. That is my main goal. Okay. Or I want to do some maintenance. That means I just keep on involving the customers. So like that, there can be different types of goals will be there for doing the promotion. So that you call it as issue. Okay. So generally this will be like one or two words only. So here you will just keep like sales. The purpose of the promotion is to increase the sales. So my business issue is sales. Let us say the purpose of the promotion, why you are promoting, I want to increase. So the purpose is acquisition. The purpose of the promotion is, let us say, I want to retention, right? That means which is retention. That means my main goal is to avoid losing the customers. Okay, my main goal is to avoid losing the customers. So generally, if you want to avoid losing the customers, what you will do? You will give some offers, right? Like for example, 50% discount on a product, like that, right? That's what you will do. So those are the retention offers. Retention means making sure the customers are retained in the business to avoid losing the customers. That's what is my primary goal. Or let us say I have something called maintenance as a primary goal. So the business issue is nothing but the purpose of why you are promoting. Okay, now coming to the business group. The business group is nothing but the category of the promotion. It's nothing but the category of the promotion. For example, I want to promote credit cards. right? I want to promote credit cards. So that is the business group. I want to promote, let us say, laptops. I want to promote, let us say, some furniture. I want to promote personal loans. So whatever the promotions that you are doing, whatever the promotions that you are doing, the category under which it belongs, you call that as business group. For example, for a bank, right? For a bank, the main purpose, let us say, I want to increase the sales of loans. I want to increase the sales of personal loan services. So my business issue is sales. Now I want to increase the sales of what? Which category? I want to increase the sales of personal loans. So my business group is personal loans. I want to increase the sales of housing loans. My business group will be housing loans. So that is what you need to configure as business group. So the business group is the category of the promotion that you are doing. Now propositions are nothing but the promotion itself. Okay. So simply to say, anything that you propose to the customer is called as proposition. See, generally I cannot say this as a product or service, right? The proposition can be a product, it can be a service, it can be an offer, it can be a discount, it can also be some notification also. Okay, some notification and some action that customer has to take. So anything that you propose to the customer is called as customer. Okay, so that means whatever you are promoting, that you call it as proposition. In Pega Decisioning, whatever you are promoting, that you call it as proposition. For example, coming to this banking terminology, banking perspective, I want to promote a 1 CR loan, 1 CR personal loan with 10% annual interest. That is what I want to promote. So this is nothing but the proposition. Let us say I want to promote a premium credit card with 0% EMI, something like that. So this is what I want to promote. Or let us say from other general perspective, I want to promote a i5 1 TB hard disk laptop. Okay, so all these are nothing but the promotions. Okay, I want to promote a saloon service. Okay, I want to promote a saloon service. So it can be a product, right? It can be a product, it can be an offer, it can be a service, it can be a discount. Let us say I want to promote a 50% discount on some sofas. So this is also a proposition. The promotion, what you are doing, that is called as a proposition. So anything that you propose, that means when I say propose, you are expecting some response. Those all you call it as propositions. Because in all the places we are expecting some response, whether the customer is purchasing or not purchasing, whether the customer is accepting or not accepting this offer. So that you call it as a proposition here. Okay. So overall, the business taxonomy contains three components: business issues, business groups, and propositions. Now coming to the banking, let us create one sample business structure. So what I will say, I will say like I want to increase the sales. The purpose of the promotion is to increase the sales. Now under sales, I want to promote credit cards. I want to promote personal loans, which is nothing but the business group. So this is my business issue. Okay, this is my business issues, and this is my business group, which is nothing but the category. Okay, business issue is purpose of the promotion, the goal of the promotion. Category is the business group. Business group is the category of the promotion. Like for example, all laptops will be laptops category. I want to promote a phone, mobile phone, Samsung Galaxy S24. So it will come under mobiles category. So like this, you will configure the business issues. Under business issues, you will have business groups. Under business groups, you will have the propositions. So let us say some premium uh, master credit card. Okay, with 0% monthly EMI. This is my proposition. So this is how a sample business taxonomy looks like. Clear? Any questions? See, I'm just telling from a banking perspective here because we are going to learn banking project. Clear? Any questions? How what we are doing here? So first you will identify the context dictionary. That means what is your primary context, secondary context, associated context. All these things you will configure. Then next step you will identify what you want to promote. So when I say what you want to promote, you will configure business taxonomy. So that's what you will do. Clear? Any questions still here? Okay. So this is my application. My application is configured. So then I have verified the context dictionary. In the context dictionary, let us say everything is fine. The primary context is there. Associations are there. Okay. Associations are there. Secondary context is there. Everything is configured. Properties are configured. Everything is there. Okay. So now in order to configure business taxonomy, you can go to the configure, decisioning, decisions, proposition management, hierarchy. Okay, so all your Pega decisioning configuration, it will be there in the decisioning only. Okay, here only it will be there. So in the decisioning, this is where you will configure the taxonomy. So you see this already some sample uh, sample taxonomy is there. That's what I told you right yesterday. The car model will install all these classes, tables, properties, exposed columns, all these things, right? The car model has already installed that. Now NBAD template will install all these sample categories, that is a sample business issues, sample business groups, and sample propositions. All those will be installed in your application so that you can just simply customize it. If you don't want, you can delete also. Okay, so that is what the NBAD template has installed in your application. So let us go ahead. I'll just say add new business issue. So we will add the same thing which we discussed. I'll say sales. So you have to keep this in the CDH rule set. So I'll tell you which rule set what you need to keep in the tomorrow session. I mean that is Monday. So we are in the sales. That is a business issue. Under the sales, we are creating, let us say, credit cards. Okay, so this is, so you see, uh, I'm selecting create this credit cards under sales. Okay, then I'm saying rules and I'm creating it. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just doing this structure. Sales, which is nothing but the business issue. Basically, remember, business issue means the goal of the promotion, purpose of the promotion. Okay, under sales, I am promoting credit cards, debit cards, personal loans, etc. Now, if you see this, when I am creating a business group, you see this when I am clicking on add business group, clearly what it is saying, create versioned proposition data. Versioned proposition data means it will have a rule set version. That is the meaning of this. For example, if you see, when I select this checkbox, this version is coming, right? When I unselect this checkbox, you see the version is gone. That means this business group will be created in a rule set version. See, why we use a rule set version? For example, you are doing some changes, you are creating some form. In that form, username and password is there. You will create in 01 version. In the future, business is saying you add two more fields. You will save as that to the 02 version and you will create. Same thing here also. These propositions are bound to change, right? For example, today you are promoting the premium master credit card with some $50 as a starting price. Tomorrow business want to increase from $50 to $100. Then you have to save as, right? Same like how you do in Pega development. You have to save as this and you have to keep it in the 02 version. So every time you do the changes, you will save as and you will update the values. Same like how you do in Pega development. Because today one product is $100, tomorrow it is less only. It is tomorrow. It is became $80. So you have to save as and you have to update. So that is how you do in Pega decisioning also. So that you call it as a version proposition data. Version proposition data means it is mapped to a rule set version. Okay, so that's what you have to generally create. So I'm selecting sales, then I'm creating this credit cards. Okay, sales credit cards. That is what I'm doing. Okay, so you see now our new business taxonomy is added. You see sales, and when I expand sales, credit cards. Now let us create some propositions. I'm clicking on credit cards. So when you open this, you can start adding the propositions. Propositions are nothing but whatever you are promoting, right? That is nothing but the propositions. So for example, let us add one proposition here. So I'm just clicking on the checkout. So then I click on the new button. So I'll say premium credit card with 0% monthly EMI. So you see, just click on the save button. Okay, I think some context issues there. You don't need to worry, but it will be added. Okay, it will be there. Just it's not displaying, but it will be there. So this is all environment issues which we have in the application. So basically, that is how you add a new propositions. Okay, so you will create a business issue. Under the business issue, you will create the business groups like credit cards, personal loans, like that. Under the business group, you will create a proposition. So that's what you have to do. Okay, so we will proceed and create some structure in the next session, but that is the next step that you have to do, that is configuring the business taxonomy, which is the business issues, business groups, and the propositions. Clear? Any questions for now? I mean, we just started, but we'll configure full-fledged groups and issues. We'll create some issues and groups, and we will also configure some propositions. We'll do that. Okay. For example, if you see this, see, I have acquire, which is the purpose of the promotion. That means I want to acquire new customers. Collections. Some customers are in collections. We need to recover the money from them. That is the purpose. Grow. I want to grow my business. That is the purpose. Same, for example, here retain. That means I want to retain the customers. Sales, I want to increase the sales. So all these are the purpose of the promotion, and under this you will have the categories. So I want to grow the credit card sales. That is the purpose. Okay, I want to grow the credit card sales. And if you open the credit cards, you will have all these propositions. You see, standard card, rewards, all these are the credit cards. Okay, this is what you are going to promote to the customer. Okay, this is what you are going to promote to the customer, which is called as propositions. So you have business issues. Under business issues, business groups. Under business groups, you will have the propositions, which is nothing but anything that you propose to the customer is called as proposition. Clear? Any questions, everyone?
No.
Okay, yeah. So just try to
Ravi,
create the application and try to create the context dictionary and the business taxonomy. I will
Ravi,
share my assignment to everyone. You can practice that. And from
Ravi,
Monday onwards, there might be a paid session. So please try to enroll to the course. Okay. Yeah. So let us.
Ravi, Gauri here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ravi,
Please.
actually, you told that NBAD template will be having these things, right? Like
Yes. Yes.
business issue and those things.
Yes.
So this customization can be done from the Dev Studio only, right? Not from the
You can
CDH
do
code.
from both the places, from CDH also. That is
Okay.
the advantage. So
Okay.
The entire Pega decisioning you can do in CDH and you can also do in the decision Dev Studio, both of the place. For example, if you go to the CDH portal,
Mm-hmm.
when you go to the next best action designer, so just you need to figure out like where this particular feature is there. Okay, next
Okay.
best action designer taxonomy. This is a business taxonomy. Okay, this is nothing but the business taxonomy. You see this? This
Ah,
is where you can click on edit and you can modify here also.
okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
I mean if you want to add new issues, new groups, all you can do here. Okay, it's up to
Yeah.
you whether you do here, whether you do there, everywhere it will be saved correctly, but it's up to you where you want to do. Okay, but you need to remember, you need to know where you need to modify in Dev Studio, where you need to modify in CDH, where you need to modify. But this is the first step. Once you configure the context dictionary, the next step that you need to do is configuring the business taxonomy, which is
Mm.
business issues, business groups and propositions that you want to promote. Okay, I will share some exercise. Please practice that. Make sure that you
Uh,
practice every week assignment. Okay,
Ravi
remember.
Guruva here.
Sorry?
Hello, Guruva here, Ravi.
Yeah, yeah. Please tell me.
Actually, yesterday evening around 7:30, I have installed those two jars, and it is showed me successfully installed whatever
Hmm.
templates that yesterday. So that is where I can say that those are means, rules are there
That's
are
what. If you go to the CDH application name, click on definition. This is where you can see it.
okay. As you mentioned, I need to take backup, right? So what are the rule set versions I need to take backup? It will need to
Um,
stay.
yes, if you go to application, distribution, export, so you can do the package. Okay, say take this package option. Then what
Okay.
you do, you just take the rule set here. So you can take the rule set and you can take the version 01 version will be there and click on next. At the end you will get the zip file that will be created. Okay,
Okay.
so you
Only
can take
CDH
the
rules.
only CDH, yeah, only CDH you can take.
Okay,
Okay.
CDH and below CDH rules, rule set
Yes,
version.
correct. And
Okay,
even if
thanks.
you want, you can practice in this application also, you can practice it. Okay, and when you are creating something, right, you will generally keep it in the rule set, most of the things. So you can take using product file also, you can take it, you know, right, like you will go to sysadmin, you will create a new product, and in that product you will specify this application name and you will mention the rule set. Okay, you will mention the rule set as CDH rules 01 version. If you take that
Okay,
product file, that is also enough. Okay,
okay,
that means you will
okay,
practice in this application only, but you will just take only this rule set version as export. You will keep your CDH rules 01 version and bottom you will say export. That's it. That's what you can do. No need all these things. You will just create a new thing, create product file. That's it. Okay. So every time you
okay,
come to this application, go to application, distribution and import it. Then you can practice.
okay, Ravi,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so just I'll share the assignment. Please practice it every week. Whatever I'm sharing, that should be more than enough. Okay, it covers everything what you need to learn. All right, then. See you all on Monday. Please try to enroll because from Monday onwards it might be paid sessions.